I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty freaking happy. I need to do an update video, and so here we are. This is the 40 by 60 shed that we just have recently assembled last month. And she's doing fairly well, as should a brand new shed. Alright, so here we are inside the new shed. All the implements have been moved in. Most tractors, or anything that can move and or run, these two run and these two run. That's it. The International 1300 does not run, and the two cases could run, but we got a little too many projects on our hands currently. And we had a good old deal with the 770 where we didn't split it, but we had a pretty good sized project to do. Oh, don't tell me that's on. Why are we leaking gas? Is that gasket bad? Better not be. But anyways, I'll do a separate video because this is quite a bit of a conversation. But anyways, we had to take the PTO out to pull the hydraulic pump out, since the shaft for the PTO runs straight to the bow housing, and the hydraulic pump that's below the surface there, this shaft runs straight through it. So the PTO had to come out and the hydraulic pump could come off, and you have to slide it back a certain way to get it out. And the centerpiece on the hydraulic pump itself was actually cracked, so that's where most of our fluid was going. If you didn't know, this thing, over the course of the last 2 years that we've owned it, has had a hydraulic issue where it would run out pretty quickly. You would run it in the field for maybe 2 hours and then come back, it'd be dry. And it gave out pretty badly last time. Well, what stopped us was because that brake spindle came out down here, the brake pin. This little doohickey right there. And that was because the hydraulic oil made it slick enough to where that could back out. Hence, I lost this brake. So I drove it over to the shop, and this thing was just gushing out fluid out from down here. Now, I'm going to say this last bit about it, and I'm going to focus on everything else here. There's supposed to be 4 gallons of 90 weight, what we use, in the tranny in there. We found 14.5 gallons of hydraulic fluid, mainly hydraulic fluid, and a little bit of 90 weight. So, that's where our hydraulic fluid's been going, and that's where the fluid went, was because the crack in the centerpiece of the hydraulic pump went out. And then, of course, we replaced the gaskets and the PTO and gaskets on the gear shift lever, even though they weren't really correct for it, and I'm not sure why. They were probably an earlier style. But otherwise, she's running good. My Super is fine as ever. The mower's doing fine. 66 is being a hog. You know what? I don't care. I'm just going to do a video on everything. So, give me a second here. The deal with this one is, this shaft that runs from the bell housing, or the clutch, if you will, to the transmission, this thing's loose. Like, big time loose. If you can get my phone down there. Well, it was whenever I checked it last time. I found my problem. Shouldn't do that. I'm probably because it's sitting at a weird angle, but it's loose. And then the clutch is making a funny noise, so I'm gonna guess those the clutch discs are rubbing a little bit. The engine needs to probably be overhauled at some point, which I'm gonna guess I'm gonna do, because currently I'm enrolled in FFA, and for an SAE project, this might be it, because there's numerous things, some minor, some major. PTO needs to be redone. I think the clutch discs are warped on it, because it still works, but not properly. Brakes need to be replaced, because they're crappy as all get out. I need to find a pedal for this, because if you start it up, it sits there and just bobs. like that up and down. And then, oh, that's why. There you go. Probably because it was halfway stuck in neutral. Like in the, it was stuck in between the two neutrals. Yeah, but the transmission itself was fine, and I think that's about it. That seat is that's a really nice seat. Everything else on it is good to go. It just needs a engine overhaul because I don't know how many hours this thing has. No one knows, because as you know, the Fleetlines never had a tach hour meter deal, or for that matter, an hour meter at all. You could purchase, or you can purchase an aftermarket hour meter to mount on the side distributor right there. But I have yet to find a 6-volt version of that. And I don't really want to put one on. But yeah. PTO needs to be redone. Brakes need to be redone. Clutch needs to be done. Engine needs to be done. That's a good size. That's a winter project right there. The only thing on my Super that needs to be fixed is a PTO. I know for a fact my clutch discs are warped on that. I know for a fact. I even asked my neighbor, who's a pretty avid Oliver mechanic, and he said they're warped, so time to replace those. That shouldn't be that hard, though. Let me see if I can get back here. But, give me a second. There are 4 bolts right there that you unhook. Of course, you have to take off this cover because it makes it a lot easier. Then this will become loose. The gasket in there will be kind of there. It'll be there, but it won't be as tight. And then to get it off, you'll act like you're engaging the PTO. Come on. I adjusted this a while ago so that it would stop spinning. You would push forward like this, and it would just push this off. You pull the cover off and everything's there. Linkage comes with it. That probably needs to be redone. Pin probably needs to be replaced. Then you unbolt a few bolts, of course. Take the clutch discs out. Put in the new pack. And you're good to go. We put it back together. Now, of course, there's more to it than that. I'll find out whenever I get there, but, that's just a rough estimation of what's going on. The 2 cases. I got a little bit of good news for anybody that was interested in these things. No, I'm not selling them. 1, they both, if you stick it in the highest gear, so this would be 4 and 4, they roll over. They're not stuck, which is very nice. The exhausts are good, so hopefully there's no water in there. There's not much to say about this one though, because just take the muffler right off there. And of course it's pretty much rusted out. Same goes for the air cleaner. It's pretty much toast. But it rolls over, I know that, because we were dragging it. And we have a new rim and tire on that side for it, because the previous one rotted out and just pretty much fell off and disintegrated itself. So these 2 are good to go. These will be good restoration projects to work on in the later years, but like I said, we don't have enough time currently to work on them. But yeah, the shed's looking really good. Couldn't ask for a better shed. Big enough to fit what we need in here. We still have yet to fix the 1850, and the story behind that is, well, she's a definite restoration project, because we let it sit too long and do nothing, and it got the best of it. So that'll be another video. But anyways, that'll do it. This is an update video for the shed, the new, humongous, in my opinion, shed. Thanks for watching.